Summerween is in full swing, and we did not hold back with all of the spooky summer vibes for you in today's episode.
Coolmates Entertainment presents Not Another Spooky Podcast.
Hey, Ghoster Squad, welcome back to Not Another Spooky Podcast, aka your favorite spooky slumber party. I'm Mandy Spooks.
And I'm Rabbit Loves Horror. We're just two lifelong besties keeping the spook alive together all year.
Today we're grave digging into all things Summerween, and at the end we'll be fangirling over Widow's Bay. To set the vibe for this episode, let's get into some spooky slumber party shenanigans. Today's game is Bone, Marry, Slash. If you have to bone, marry, and slash from these characters from Widow's Bay, what would your lineup be? We have Tom, Patricia, and Wick.
Okay, let's see. I have been thinking about this for a while. So I think I'm good with my lineup. So I think I'm going to slash Tom, the mayor. He gave me very much the mayor from Jaws, and I don't know, he just wasn't doing it for me, so we're gonna go ahead and slash him. And we'll bone Wick. He could take me out on his little boat and we can go have a nice little time. But not go too far. Don't go past the buoy. And then I'll marry Patricia. I think she is my favorite character in the show. I think she is so dorky and funny, and I think we'd have fun together. What about you?
Interesting. Oh my gosh, you really did think that one through. You didn't even no pause. You're just like, this is my lineup. Man, that's tough because I don't feel attracted to any of them.
Yeah.
I think, oh shoot. This is definitely going to be one where I'm just going to spit out whatever comes to mind. So we're going to slash the mayor as well. I just don't feel he could protect me in a situation. Not attracted to him. But then he kind of grows on you sometimes. But no, we're going to slash him. We're going to bone Patricia. I think that she's fun. I could still be friends with her even if we have a little one night stand.
That's true. True.
Yeah, and I just want to say she's ultimate final girl energy. I don't know. We'll talk more about it later. And then I guess reluctantly marry Wick.
Interesting choice.
Reluctantly. At least I know he would take care of me. He means business and he's loyal. Really, other than the fact that I'm not attracted to him, he'd be a great partner.
I agree. I definitely think he'd be a really great partner and protect you from all of the monsters.
Yes, for sure. Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, let's get into some haunted housekeeping. All right, so your ghoul totally forgot that just because I wasn't fully in Summerween mode yet did not mean that I should not have released my Summerween merch. So I wanted to say thank you to Ghoul with a Curl for reminding me to put out my Summerween merch. I'm wearing it today. You can't really see it from this angle, but we do have his and hers tees. So Mr. Spooks had put together, I think this was the Summerween Sweetheart was the girl version with the purple heart sunnies like mine and the lavender Summerween. And then I forgot what we called the male one. I think it was Summerween Slasher or something like that. And that one has the neon green accents instead of the purple. And then he's wearing the cool guy sunglasses and not the Mandy Spooks heart glasses. So they're back on my merch shop, which we also have podcast merch on that shop as well. And it's not just shirts. It's really cool. You could do a hat with the design, different things you can play with. So just wanted to give you guys a little check-in that there is always merch available for you to check out at the link in our description.
Yes, I do need to get a Summerween shirt because I've been missing that. And also I do want to get the Not Another Spooky Podcast hat because that one's really cute. I see Rudy wearing it and I feel like I need one. But I'm also wearing Mandy Spooks shirt under here.
I know, it always surprises me how much you and Mentor wear my merch to things. I'm always like, oh my gosh, I feel so cool that my merch is at an LA event right now.
It really is one of our go-tos. It's just the spookiness is really good. The little, you have your jack-o'-lantern, but then it looks like your rib cage. I don't know. I like it.
Thank you. Did you have any haunted housekeeping you wanted to share?
No, I don't think so. Not right now.
All right. Okay, moving on then. Let's turn this spooky slumber party into a seance and call upon Menser Van Ghoul.
Hi, ghoulies. I hope everyone is doing well and enjoying the start of their Summerween, the proper start this time. I personally have been looking at June as a month of relaxation and rest. So I don't know if anyone noticed, but I only uploaded once last month and I kept that iPad closed. I took a holiday, really just, I guess, enjoyed Pride a little too much. So when I was looking back and preparing for this month's theme, I was kind of looking back at how I spent the first half of this year. And for some reason, I've been really into like the moon cycles. So every full moon, I've been drawing a new character based on whatever that full moon is. So I did the cold full moon as a snowman, and I did June's strawberry moon as a strawberry plot twist. But I also want to honor the new moon. So with that, I've been drawing the different Sailor Moon villains because I figured there's no new moon, so it's the best time for the villains to rise up. So I went ahead and did this one. Her name is Wicked Lady. She is. Rabbit's gonna have to help me with this one. She is Sailor Moon's daughter grown up. She is possessed and she becomes a grown woman and she's quite powerful. And I just want to share it this month because it was also one of Rabbit's Halloween costumes that I was a big fan of. So that's this month's contribution. I'm going to continue to honor the new moon and full moon each month of the rest of this year. And it's a fun journey.
I love that. I love that you're sharing this because when you posted it, I actually wanted to write, "Why are you drawing pictures of Rabbit?" Because that's what I think of since I'm not a Sailor Moon fan. I was like, oh my gosh, that looks just like Rabbit.
That's a compliment, so thank you. But
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, great job to both of you.
thank you. Yes, I will add and confirm what Menser Van Gogh said. That is Sailor Moon's daughter that gets corrupted by an entity, and he makes her grown up, and she's now a full-fledged woman, or becomes a full-fledged woman, and tries to steal Sailor Moon's man, which is her dad. It's a big web. It's crazy.
It's a weird plot
But-
for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I think she is the coolest villain in the show, and she is definitely my favorite out of all the villains in Sailor Moon.
And is she like an A-list lineup in the Sailor Moon universe, or more like a not as well known character?
I think she's A-list. I think
She's
the
A-list.
main. Well, there is like the entity who turned her evil is kind of like the main bad guy, but this, I feel like she's like the one right below him. Like she's like a final boss.
Yeah, in terms of like
Okay.
well known, everyone knows who she is, and people definitely dress up as her. I would say the most of all the villains.
Definitely iconic villain.
I love it. The more I stare at it, the more I notice more details. I feel like this is extra like saturated for what you normally do, but I really love it. Like it's really working for it. I also really love vibrance and saturation. I always ask Mr. Spooks like, can we go harder on the color? So this is just like really like, wow, I really love the color work on it.
I love that. Thank you. Because honestly, a lot of like art classes I took. By the way, I got a C in Drawing 101, so I don't hold that personally. I just bring it up every time I can. They hate color. They hate saturation, and only like when I see red, I want to see red. I don't want to see like hues of some light red. I would want to see the Mario staple red. Like I don't want to determine what the color is. I just want to see it and grab it. It's a little childish, but I love it.
Yeah, no, I love it. Great work. Sinister sketch as always.
Thank you so much. I'll sketch you later.
All right, Ghosters, it's time to get into the spooky mood for today's main event of Summerween. So grab your notebooks and pencils because Slash is in session.
Ding, 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 ding.
You remember. Okay, so before Summerween was taking over TikTok and store shelves, it actually started as a fictional holiday in Disney's Gravity Falls. In the 2012 episode Summerween, the town celebrates Halloween on June 22nd because the residents love spooky season so much they refuse to wait until October. Instead of pumpkins, they carve jack-o'-melons, kids go trick-or-treating in the summer heat, and an evil creature called the Summerween Trickster punishes anyone who doesn't embrace the holiday. For years, it was just a fun inside joke among Gravity Falls fans, but in the early 2020s, the Halloween community started bringing the idea to life on YouTube and Instagram, throwing Summerween parties, hosting backyard horror movie nights, carving watermelons, and decorating with tropical skeletons and beach-themed ghosts. The trend grew so quickly that retailers took notice, and by 2025, many were releasing dedicated Summerween collections months before traditional Halloween shopping even began. Fast forward another year later, and Summerween has officially gone mainstream in 2026. Summerween has evolved from a cartoon holiday into a real celebration, a way for horror fans to enjoy spooky season without waiting for fall, because if Christmas gets Christmas in July, why shouldn't Halloween get Summerween? So, with all this, I thought it was time to have a real discussion on this Summerween phenomenon that I honestly don't think anyone saw coming. I'm not sure the Halloween community could have ever predicted it was going to go this mainstream, to be honest.
Yeah, for real. I feel like it's everywhere now. Like you go online and Disney's posting about it. All of like the regular retailers that sell all the Halloween merch are like posting some stuff now, and it's crazy.
It is. And it's crazy because I thought last year I was so sure that it was going to kind of peak because we had like At Home's, TJ Maxx. I'm trying to think who else. Marshall's. A lot of stores started releasing Summerween items that were like ghosts in a pool floaty or skeletons on the
Mm-hmm.
beach. A lot of like spooky elements in beach scenarios, which I thought was so weird because I'm like, that's not what Summerween is. Like, Summerween is Jack-o'-melons. It's like Halloween things that are summerfied, not summer with spooky elements. It's really weird. And so that really bothered me because I was just like, you guys are capitalizing off this and you don't understand the assignment. And so I really thought that it was going to peak because nobody was actually buying that new Summerween merch. And then come to find out that this year Spirit jumped on board and they had a Summerween launch with the Terrifier stuff. And I've seen it just completely infiltrate like all brands, like brands that even don't necessarily do decor. I've seen YouTubers and content creators that are not spooky creators or Halloween creators start doing Summerween content. It just feels like it is everywhere, like it's actually mainstream. And it's crazy to me because I really thought that that bubble was going to burst last year.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't know the history behind Summerween, so I did not know it came from a TV show. I thought it was just something that the community came up with and kind of just started celebrating on their own. So it's interesting to hear that there was like something put out and then it was kind of taken over by the community and actually like made a own little holiday out of it. So that's really interesting because I did not know that. Because I always thought like, oh yeah, it's like skeletons and stuff and this and that. So I didn't know there was like an actual theme to follow for Summerween. But I guess now it doesn't matter because now they're just doing whatever they want and just making it
Yeah.
spooky and summer.
Yes, it's crazy. So I guess that brings me to my first question because I was just like, I want to have a thorough discussion about Summerween in general because I obviously have so many thoughts about it. Yes, I'm a little salty. So I have a few discussion questions and then we're going to share. Then we'll get into like keeping the spook alive of how we're actually going to celebrate. So my first question was then for you, what does Summerween mean to you?
So I thought Summerween to me, before I found all this out, was that it was just taking your Halloween decor and putting it up during the summer. Like kind of like getting like a charged up for the holiday coming. So you just maybe not put up like all of your decorations, but put up things here and there. Or like celebrating Summerween in my brain was, so we both have August birthdays. So my thought like the past couple of years were like, oh, it'd be so cool to have like a Summerween themed party. But in my head, what that means is what I was planning in my imaginary party that I would have a pool party, like a Summerween pool party. All the decorations would be like regular Halloween decor, like would it the same thing you find in the fall. It would just be at a pool, not necessarily like the what you call it with the melon, like the melon
Oh
jack-o'-lantern
yeah.
or anything like that. I thought it was really just putting out the decorations you already had for the season and putting them out in the summer. So that's kind of like what I initially thought it was. I didn't know there was an actual like aesthetic or trend.
Okay, that's fair. And it's funny you say that because I feel like now that makes sense, but I feel like halfway to Halloween is now the time when you take out the Halloween decor and then you put it back
Mm,
away because then it's Summerween and then it's Halloween. It's so crazy. This is out of control, you guys. I'm gonna say it. As someone who was the leader of this 5, 6 years ago now, I think we have lost the plot.
yeah,
It's
I'm
too
thinking I'm getting them
much.
confused between halfway to Halloween and Summerween. I think I just made them one thing in my head.
Yeah, so yeah, halfway to Halloween is definitely I think is like the second Halloween for everyone where they like take out the decor. I know like Jade the Libra does her halfway to Halloween mantle and it's all Halloween. Um and then yeah, Summerween. I think it's fair that everyone has a different aesthetic for Summerween. I mean, it's a made up holiday, so do whatever you want with it. But I guess my question then would be like as it has evolved, like does it like mean anything to you from a like meaningful standpoint? Like what does it mean to Rabbit Loves Horror? Not necessarily like from the aesthetic part, but is it something you actually celebrate or is it just like a trend you've seen online that you think is a little silly? Like I don't know, like from a
Yeah.
deeper point of view, what does it mean to you?
Well, admittedly, I've never actually celebrated Summerween, so I've never carved a watermelon or I've never done anything to actually celebrate the original intent of it from that show.
Okay.
So to me, it doesn't really hold any like pull for me, I guess. The most I've done before is literally just watch people online celebrate and just watch the poster content. And that's really to the extent that I've done before. I think this year, which we'll talk about later, is where I actually like tried to do it. But I mean, it was my own version of Summerween because I didn't really do like what we had in slashes and sessions. So as of right now, it's more like a silly thing for me just to do, just to post about and have fun with it. To me, it was never really like a serious thing for me. What
Yeah,
about
that's
you?
fair. So for me, I think when I lived in Arizona, obviously I hated summer. It's funny because I've hated summer my whole life until I moved to Colorado and now it's like it's become magical for me because winter is so long. I never
Mm,
thought that I would like miss summer and being outdoors and doing all of the things. So we started celebrating Summerween in Arizona and it was this like amazing way to get through summer. Like we added all of our favorite things to it. We would make the jack-o'-melon. It became a tradition for us. And then I don't think I ever really went out on decorating for Summerween because our
mm,
decor was always spooky year round. But last year I got really excited because Walmart finally released the traditional Summerween line with like the jack-o'-melons and the fruit watermelons and they just like understood the assignment. I think that's like one of my favorite collections of all time that has been released because they actually did what I wanted this whole time for decor. Um so for me Summerween was always a way to like cope with my least favorite time of the year by adding elements that I really loved about it. Like distracting myself with oh I'm going to add in like scarier movies that have summer vibes to it. I'm gonna listen to audiobooks with like spooky vibes that have like summer elements in them and really just the escapism of pretending that I was like in a dream Summerween scenario and not that heat. But then when I moved to Colorado, it was really nice because there were things I wanted to actually experience in real life that fit in with Summerween, like going to like immersive camp slasher experience and going to the Sasquatch Museum and like just doing like actual camp related things. So it kind of evolved from like doing something I envisioned in my head to like escape summer to then also like practicing things in real life that were spooky oriented around summer. Hopefully that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. I guess that makes a lot of sense, especially when you're in such that bad heat that's like in Arizona. I know I've been a couple times and yeah, it is terrible. But I guess I never had that feeling because, living in California, I feel like the weather is always nice. So it's not like I'm yearning for a certain weather because I feel like we have no seasons here. It's
Yeah,
either like summer season or it's cold. And that's really it. There's no real like fall or no real hot summer. So I do think I'm spoiled in that way where the weather doesn't really affect our mood that much because it's always usually sunny and
I
nice.
know.
It's not crazy hot. But no, I definitely understand wanting to celebrate something to kind of like take your mind off of the heat and kind of escape for a little bit. So that does make sense. And I didn't know
That's funny. I love how 20 years in and we still discover new things about each other.
that.
Okay, so I feel like you may have answered this or maybe not, but what do you think your Summerween vibe or aesthetic is?
For me, it would be more of the spooky stuff. I don't know if I like the floaties on um like ghosts wearing floaties. I guess it is cute. It is really cute to see like the little ghost wearing like a scuba gear or like a skeleton in like a donut floaty. But I don't know. I guess for me, I always thought it was like it's better just to bring out your actual Halloween themed decorations and put that up. So I'd prefer regular Halloween decorations over Summerween. What
That's
about you?
fair. I I already said this. I like the whole Jack-o'-melon thing, like the aesthetic from Gravity Falls, because I thought it was just so interesting how they were literally like the very first people to think of this. Literally imagine what would Halloween be like if we celebrated it in the summer. And they applied like if you can't carve a pumpkin because pumpkins aren't around, what would you carve? A watermelon. Like it's just so clever. It's seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also say like I'm not really other than like the jack-o'-melons, I wouldn't say that I have a decor aesthetic because I'm more about the vibes. Like I like to lean into the seasonality of every season. So for me, it's just like Summerween is like camps, going to like
Mm.
slasher camps or being near water like the beach. So really like focusing more on spooky things and movies and stories that happen with those summer aesthetics more than focusing on like, oh, I'm gonna have pumpkin straws in this margarita and all of those things. Like it's more about the storytelling atmosphere, I think.
That does make sense. Yeah, I feel like going into those familiar summer areas, but then incorporating Halloween is probably like the best way to go. Where you're still enjoying like your beach days, your pool days, but then incorporating um the summer vibes to your Halloween decor, like the melon. I think that makes perfect sense. I think yeah, I think maybe next year I'll make sure to get a watermelon and carve it because I feel
It's
like
not
it's
too
it's time.
late.
Is it? I don't know. I guess no. I guess July is kind of like the peak of summer, right?
Yes. I mean, technically, so the rule is, in case you guys are confused, we are pre recording this in June. So it might feel off in case, hopefully, by the time you hear this July 13th, Rabbit already posted his first Jack-o'-melon.
I know,
But
right?
the proper calendar, the over the top Halloween calendar says that Summerween is technically June 22nd. But I feel like people celebrate it like after May 2nd because April to May 2nd is halfway to Halloween. And then
Okay.
Summerween takes place from like the end of halfway to Halloween through 4th of July. And then the true Halloweenies say that Halloween season starts July 5th. So technically, you have until July 4th to carve your jack-o'-melon. I don't abide by those rules because I think it's so silly to cut Summerween so short. It's such a great holiday. Why don't you celebrate it until mid-August on my birthday? I don't get it.
I mean, in my mind, that makes sense. I feel like
Yes.
July should be Summerween, even though it starts in June. I feel like it should encompass all of July.
I agree,
I don't know.
100%. So you have all of July to carve your first jack-o'-melon.
Well, actually, I have an idea. Maybe this is a tradition that I make on my own
Ooh, for
to
your birthday?
celebrate Summerween. No, for 4th of July. Because
That's what we do. That's how we do it.
okay, perfect. Okay. We could brainstorm some ideas because when I lived in Texas, it was like a 4th of July celebration kind of thing where we go out with family and go to like a cookout, or you go out to like the desert and I'll go pop your fireworks. And living in California, that's not really. I guess there is fireworks around here, but I don't know. We don't really have like family to go to like a cookout or whatever. So it's just Michael and I hanging out, enjoying the time off of work. So maybe that's what we do going forward during like on 4th of July is try to incorporate Summerween and make it a fun holiday instead of doing what we usually do is sit around and do nothing.
You know, you want to hear something really funny? That's literally our tradition because 2020 was when we learned that Summerween was a thing. And 4th of July has always been one of Rudy's favorite holidays. Kind of
Yeah.
like yours. Like he's always loved it because he loved the fireworks too. But obviously starting in 2020, we realized like we're not very patriotic with the situation
Exactly.
anymore. And so that's why we replaced 4th of July with Summerween because it became a way for us to like still do something fun, but that's not so like something we don't agree with anymore.
Right.
So that's what we do. We do the Jack-o'-melon, and then Rudy chooses to watch Independence Day every year because he really loves the movie. And I let it pass because it's aliens. It's spooky
Right.
somehow.
It
And
is.
then sometimes I think we also throw in like Friday the 13th because it's just like the perfect
You have to.
Summerween day.
I might have to take some notes and steal that from you, just like I stole your other tradition, your chili
Oh, yeah.
tradition.
You know
But
what I
no,
want to
maybe
add in, though? The Purge. I feel like that would be the perfect Summerween
yeah.
movie.
That is a really good one to watch on that day. But now I'm thinking maybe on that day I'll also watch the Gravity Falls episode, maybe.
Yeah,
And like
that's a
actually
good idea.
know where this
It's
history
super cute. You'll enjoy it. And I think the
Okay,
whole
okay.
idea will click too.
Got it. Okay, I'm excited now. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna do it without telling Mensa Branco and just buying everything and he can just enjoy it.
Yeah. And the best part is, okay, I feel like I have to like teach you so much now. It's just so much fun because you get to like enjoy a really delicious, like fun, refreshing treat after carving your jack-o'-melon. And then you can also make your burgers, your jack-o'-lantern burgers. You're not living it up enough,
Yes, I've always
Rabbit.
seen those. No, I need to watch these videos. I think you need to send me them privately because I need them before the 4th.
That's true. That's true.
So I need these ideas like now.
My people will talk to your people.
But I have it in my brain now. I need a watermelon.
Cheeseburgers.
Does the size matter?
No, it depends whatever you
Do you
want.
get a big one?
You could get a big one if you want a lot of watermelon.
Do you get like the oblong shaped or like the circle ones?
I like the circles, but Rudy likes the oblong, so it just kind of depends who wins the argument that year.
Got it. Yeah, because I feel like the circle or the spear makes sense because it's the shape of a pumpkin, but then the oblong one is like a watermelon, and that'll make the perfect jack-o'-melon. I don't know. I guess something else to think about.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is so
And
cute. I
then-
should make like a Summerween shopping list post.
Yeah. Okay, that's a really good idea because I'll need that.
Trademarked. I haven't said that in a long time. Trademarked.
But and then yes, the cheeseburgers with the jack-o'-lantern cutout, right?
Yes.
Is that what you were gonna say? Okay. Okay. 2 things now on my list.
I'm
that I
so
can do.
excited for you.
Easy.
Okay, well, I just added a whole thing of how you're going to celebrate Summerween, but it is time for our favorite chat of the month, keeping the spook alive. I caught you off guard. Someone say that again.
I got it.
Okay, so how else were you planning to keep the spook alive this Summerween?
Okay, so usually, like I said before, I never really celebrated Summerween, and I did treat it like halfway to Halloween. I guess I'm just learned today that there's two separate things, but in my mind, they were kind of like the same thing because that's when like the horror nights announcements started coming out, and that's when, well, at least for me, I start thinking, not actually doing anything, but actually thinking of like different costume ideas that I can do. And then just like seeing the new releases that Spirit has. And then I think Party City used to like release some kind of stuff that I used to look at. But anyway, I'm getting off track. But I guess this year, the way I did celebrate Summerween was we booked a last minute cruise to go and have like a weekend vacation. It was like a 3-day cruise. So we just needed to get away for a little bit. So it was from Friday to Monday. So I was like, okay, this is going to be the perfect time to get away, but also incorporate Summerween into it and kind of celebrate what I thought Summerween was, which it wasn't. But we went on a cruise for the first time last year, and there is like a whole cruise culture on the boats and the ships, where people decorate their doors and they play like a scavenger hunt kind of thing, where it's like an unspoken scavenger hunt where people leave out tiny like rubber ducks for people to find. So it's not official on the ship or anything. It's just like part of the culture that we just know you're going to go and find like hidden rubber duckies, or you like look at like little tiny cracks to see if there's anything hidden. So so yeah, so okay, I could take this cruise culture and apply Summerween to it. So for my door, they're very strict on things you can put on the door. The only thing you can put on the doors is magnets. So you can't like tape anything. You can't glue anything, obviously. So I found some Summerween themed magnets that came in a pack, which is weird. I thought it was going to be harder to find. So I thought I would have to like find Halloween magnets and then just put them up and match them with like a summer magnet collection. But there was an actual Summerween collection of magnets. So I decorated our door with the Summerween magnets, which again, they were really cute. They had like a candy corn ice cream pop, a pineapple jack-o'-lantern, a ghosts and skeletons dressed in like pole gear. And there was even like a flamingo mummy, which I thought was really cute. So I just had like random stuff in there, and I was like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. And then I did want to participate in the duck scavenger hunt and hiding thing. So I was able to find tiny, like really tiny little ceramic ducks that were all dressed in like costumes. So they were like little tiny ducks. One had like horns. One was like wrapped in like a mummy tissue kind of thing. And oh, there was another one. Oh, it was like one was like a ghost. So like a sheet on top of it. And then one had like a jack-o'-lantern body, but with a little duck head sticking out. So
Aww.
I thought it was really cute. Oh, and one had bat wings. I thought that was really cute too. I think that was my favorite one. So that was my way of celebrating Summerween this year, is decorating our cruise ship door and leaving out spooky little ducks for everybody on the ship.
That's so cute. That's honestly like within the spirit of Halloween though. Like because of the whole like trigger, it feels like a trick or treat version of a cruise. I don't know, that's really
Yeah,
cute.
yeah, it's kind of leaving little pixie dust of spookiness out there for everybody to find.
That's
But
cute.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, how did you celebrate, or are you gonna celebrate Summerween?
It is a very sad Summerween for me. So I've shared this on
You're
my
busy.
channel. Yeah, I am going through a lot of life transitions right now. Starting working full time again, and we're also moving, and so it's just crazy because I had like the most extravagant Summerween last year. Like anything and everything I could think of for Summerween, I did it. And this year is like the complete opposite. But in a way it's been kind of nice because it's kind of Like giving up Halloween hunting in Code Oranges and now Summerween this year has kind of reminded me of like what I really love when it comes to Halloween and spookiness, which is movies and atmosphere and storytelling. And so I kind of leaned back into like my comfort stuff with this. So I was like, okay, well, if I can't live in the pool and carve my jack-o'-melons and make the cheeseburgers, then I want to immerse myself with like spooky coastal stuff because of Widow's Bay. So I watched Widow's Bay, and I remembered that a few summers ago for Spookworm Club, when I was running it, I had done like a dark waters theme at that time, and I really enjoyed it, and I had wished that like the theme had ran a little longer than a month. And so with Widow's Bay, I was just like, this is not enough. I need more coastal vibes. So I set out to make my own little like Summerween list. In the book world, it's called like a TBR, where it's like your to be read list. But I always just do like themed lists. So my official theme for Summerween this year was Summerween by the shore. And so like everything I'm
Ooh.
watching and reading involves some kind of like body of water. And one of the ones that we have started watching is Pirates of the Caribbean, which was not on my bingo card. I have never really enjoyed Pirates of the Caribbean, but I told Mr. Spooks, I was like, the window is open. I'm open to trying Pirates because it just seems like it would give me the like atmosphere that I'm really craving. And it did. We're like starting the third movie already. So it's been like, why isn't Pirates more popular for Summerween? It's like the perfect Summerween vibe.
That is true. I don't know. I actually have not seen all the pirate movies. I think I watched like the first one and the second one maybe in theaters, but like I never really got into it. I never really liked it. So now you have me a little bit curious and want to go back and kind of rewatch them because it sounds like you like them.
Yeah, they're interesting. I feel like they're not bingeable because they're all over like 2 hours long. And so they're not
Mm.
like easy watches. You have to really like commit, like, okay, I'm gonna have all my attention. It's not a two-screen kind of movie. So we've been spreading them out a little, but it's worked out because I'm like, well, it gives me like all of summer to really like watch all of them because they do have like pretty cool spooky vibes in them. I was just like, what the heck? This is so cool. And then there's like a whole little like spiciness happening too. That was a nice surprise. So I've just been like, why are we sleeping on Pirates of the Caribbean? This is so good. And so then like that influenced me. Like, I'm like, am I in my pirate era? So I started looking up like, is there books that are like pirate romance? So I don't know if I'll make
I'm
it
sure
to
there has to be,
those.
right?
Yeah, there is apparently. So I
Okay.
have like at least one in my list that is a pirate romance. I honestly don't think I will make it to it, but I always just like having a list, especially when I'm stressed, because it eliminates like thinking. Like if I sit down on the weekend, I know like, okay, these are the things that I wanted to enjoy for the vibes I
Mm.
wanted this Summerween. So it's just really helping me reconnect with this is how I used to approach holidays and seasonality before the online community started saying like, oh, it has to be the cheeseburgers and the jack-o'-melons, like, or it could just be a movie. It could be that simple.
True. Yeah, I guess it is what you make it.
And then I also wanted to piggyback off of how you were saying that you kind of use this time to listen to all of the exciting announcements. Like, I feel like typically they start around halfway to Halloween, but then it kind of like dies down. And then by mid-June, it's like tons of announcements and everyone talking about stuff. But I'm a hater. And so, like, if I'm not going to California, I'm like, I don't want to hear about the HHN announcements. It's just going to remind me of which ones I can't go to this year. So I kind of like alternate. Sometimes I'm super into it, and others I'm like sipping the haterade. But I think what I focus a lot on when I'm not going to be traveling is all of the movie releases coming out for the fall, especially. So I wanted to give you a chance too, though, to talk about the HHN stuff you're excited about, even though I can't partake.
No, I would also be on the haterade if I wasn't able to go a specific year. So I get it. I'd be doing the same thing this year. But there are really some exciting things happening in the HHN world. I saw that Orlando's celebrating their 35 years of Horror Nights. That is crazy to have 35 years of Horror Nights, and it's kind of sad to see that I'm older than Horror Nights.
That's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like talk about the houses that were confirmed recently. So for Orlando, they have Jack and Oddfellow, which are kind of like their old mascots, so they're kind of bringing back, which I wouldn't know because I've never been, so I'll sip on that heady rate too. So, but the next ones that are really exciting are Sinners. That's going to be a really fun one to go through. A lot of vampires. I'm expecting a lot of blood, a lot of sexiness, maybe.
Music. Lots of music too.
The music. So I don't know. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the top contenders for the number one spot of favorite HHN house. Another one that I'm not too hyped about, Stranger Things 5. I feel like
Yeah.
it's been done before. Like kind of boring now. It can only be so scary, I feel.
True.
So I'm not too hyped for this one. So, but I did see people joking around saying the good news is that this will be the last time because there's no more Stranger Things. So we'll see. Hopefully it like surprises everybody and is actually really good. But the one I am most excited for is Hellraiser, which was just confirmed today. That is going to be such a fun one to go through. I watched them like the trilogy maybe a couple of years ago, and it's really good. I did not expect to like it that much, but the movies are really good. I don't remember the third one that much, but I think the second one is my favorite. It's just really good. So yeah, if you haven't seen the trilogy, it's really good. Have you seen it, by the way?
I have not. I have heard really good things about it though. It is on my list. What season does it fit into best?
I think that's full like Halloween.
Oh really? Is there like
So,
Halloween
yeah.
ambiance in it though? Like decor and stuff?
No,
Okay.
it's like horror.
Okay.
It's a little masochistic. It's a little kinky. Yeah.
Okay.
It's fun.
Okay.
But the first one is more like a haunted house setting in a way. The second one is kind of like where all the fun stuff happens. I'd say at least where I had the most fun. And I don't remember the third ones, but I'm sure it's just as good. So I'm really excited for that house to see all the Cenobites out there. And yeah, I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. This is like the first time I see the merch for a specific house, and I'm like, I need to get that merch. So
That's crazy.
if you haven't seen it, yeah, it's like the pinhead head on the shirt, and then the back has like a little saying something. I don't remember what it says, but it's like in theme with Hellraiser. So I'm super hyped for that one. There's also speculation maps, and I have 3 that I'm kind of hyped for that are speculated to be houses. Evil Dead. That one should be good. The new movie's coming out soon, so maybe that'll be the theme. Who knows? Ozzy Osbourne. Random, but I mean I feel like it could be good. And then the last one that I'm super excited for is Quinceañera.
Ooh, that's
I don't know if this is like true, or I don't know how they're getting their information with this, but they usually do have like a Latin American house, right? That you go through, and that's supposed to be the theme of Quinceañera. So that is going to be really cool to go through if there's like actual like 15-year-old little girls running around like trying to kill you. That's what comes to my mind is little girls are running around in big ball gowns with knives trying to kill you. And that sounds really fun.
It does sound
So
fun.
I'm hoping that is true.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, those are like the main. I think there was others announced. There's like an alien themed one that they also announced, but I think these are like my top picks, and I'm like excited for.
That's cool.
But yeah, I know you also had movies that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about yours?
I have a few, but I also just wanted super quick to wrap up the HHN stuff that it sounds like they have a really well-rounded lineup this year. Like a variety. It's crazy. Like from Sinners to Stranger Things to Hellraiser. Like it's just all like not your typical lineup, but in a way it's kind of intriguing.
Right? It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Should be good.
I'm curious to see the other ones that get announced. Okay, so I don't have like a ton to go into detail, but I do feel really excited about the second half of the year with movies. Ice Cream Man. Talk about Summerween. That is going to be like the Summerween
Mm-hmm.
movie. So there, I have declared it. Summerween is not over until Ice Cream Man is released in theaters in August. End of Oak Street is also not like super horror or spooky, but I feel like it's spooky vibes, like very good adventure movie. Practical Magic 2, of course, is coming. And then we also got surprised with Disney showing a trailer for Hexed. And I'm super
Mm-hmm.
excited about that one. There has been so many criticisms about the trailer. I saw an incredible video from an actual visual artist that explained how or debunked that it's not AI. There's just been like a lot of conversation around this film, and I'm like, why are you guys ruining it? We're getting a spooky witchy girl for Disney. Leave her alone. So I am already planning a very witchy fall. And then there's just like so many movies, and I feel like they still haven't even announced everything that's coming out in like the final quarter of the year. So it doesn't look like horror's taking a break. It's crazy. I was actually
I
looking at
know.
August, and I'm like, August is going to be just as crazy as May was. Like, we have Insidious, Ice Cream Man. I'm not sure. I think Resident Evil's coming out in August too. There's just so many
I think
things all
so.
happening. So yeah, there is no break coming from the movie theater.
No, for sure. Another packed month. But no, I am super excited for these movies too. Ice Cream Man, that just looks so silly. It seems like he's doing, what's his name? Eli Roth is trying to get like a horror movie for each season because Thanksgiving,
Hell yeah.
right? And then now Ice Cream Man. So they both are, or Thanksgiving is kind of ridiculous. And then of course I really think the previews or the trailers to Ice Cream Man is going to be just as ridiculous. It just looks crazy. Hexed, I have not seen the trailer yet, but I'm probably going to watch it. So I don't need to watch the trailer. Insidious, I love all of the Insidious movies, even the bad ones. I just like the characters and the story within the Insidious lore. So I'm really excited for that. And then Resident Evil, that looks good. I used to go to the movies watching all the original Resident Evil movies that came out. So I'm like, I have to go see this one. This one looks just as good. It looks a little bit more darker than the original movies, where I feel like the original movies are more like campy-ish, more jokey, but this one does not look like it's campy at all. It looks like a Resident Evil horror movie.
I am actually weary and nervous. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I had to yawn. How rude. I'm sorry. But I am nervous but also open-minded because I found out that Zach Kreger is the one doing Resident Evil. And did he do
Mm-hmm.
the last one?
I don't know.
I'm like,
I don't
okay,
think
hold
so.
on. I need to fact check this super quick. Because there's a point to all of this, you guys, I promise. Bear with me. I should have looked this up. I didn't expect to talk about it. Was it Resident Evil 4 that came out last? It looks like 2021. Hold on. Resident Evil 2021 movie director. Oh, it was someone else. Okay. So, I'm like already expecting that this is going to be a subverted expectations film because that's his signature. And I don't enjoy this format of movies, taking aside all of my feelings about weapons. Historically, I don't like these kind of films. Long Legs is one of them, and he did not direct that one. So I'm like really curious. Is he going to do that with the Resident Evil franchise?
I don't know.
Like, I'm so
Yeah,
curious
who knows
about
what he's
it.
gonna do?
Yeah, so I was like really excited to see the movie was coming out, and then Yana Loves Michi told me that it was Zach Kreger, and I was like, oh no. But
That's so
also,
funny. No,
I'm intrigued. I want to see if I'm right that he's like a one trick pony where it's like always like you think it's this, but then it's something else.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll try to incorporate that somewhere, but I feel like this is so different from his usual stuff because it's like a monster movie.
Yeah.
Like there's constantly zombies out there. There's constantly like a main villain. So I don't know. We'll see what he does.
Yeah. I am
But,
actually
I'm intrigued
excited to
also.
find out. I'm like, huh. I am open. I am curious to see what you're gonna do with this mega IP. Okay, so speaking of things we're looking forward to, I think it's pretty clear one show got us very, very hyped for spooky summer vibes this year, and it was Widow's Bay. So we're gonna fangirl over Widow's Bay for a little while. I am so glad that Rabbit listened to me and watched the show. So in case you're living under a rock, Widow's Bay is streaming on Apple TV. It is 1000% worth getting a free trial, signing up for a month, whatever you need to do. And Poppy, I'm talking to you. I know you mentioned saving it for Halloween, but I really feel like this is a Summerween watch. Like the coastal
it's like a
part.
fun summer show.
Yes, for sure. It's giving goosebumps, scary stories to tell in the dark, Jaws. Like it's just the perfect Summerween watch. Okay, so this was created by Katie Dippold. I think that's how you say her name. She's also the writer for Parks and Rec. And then it stars Matthew Reese, Katie O'Flynn, and Stephen Root. And it is a 93% popcorn meter, which I think is just blasphemy that is not higher, honestly. Like I haven't met anyone
Not higher, right?
who does not like this show. And it is about a skeptical mayor who leads the superstitious residents of a cursed New England island called Widow's Bay. So do you want to start off or should I?
Sure. So now I was getting all this information for the script that we have. I typed in Widow's Bay into the search bar, and what's funny is that did you see the "Did you mean"?
Yes.
When you type in Widow's Way, I said, "Did you mean the next Martha's Vineyard?" And definitely not cursed. So I thought that was a cute little thing that they added in Google because it was a nice little surprise when I actually Googled the show. But yes, you definitely were the one to suggest this to me. And at first I was like, I don't know. And there was an Apple TV, and I'm like, I don't have Apple TV. And people kept recommending Apple TV shows to us. And I'm like, I don't have Apple TV and I don't want to pay for another subscription. But I don't know what triggered it. I was like, okay, I'm just going to pull the trigger and just like watch. But something happened. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the free trial. It ends in July. So I have like my reminder to turn it off before it charges me. But no, I was like, let's watch this. So I watched the first episode. Oh, that's what happened. Mr. Rangel was sick. So he was in the bedroom for like a couple of days and I had nothing to do. And I was just all alone. So I was like, I'll just start Widow's Bay and I'll just, binge it all. So yeah, I saw the first episode and it gave me like big time Jaws vibes. It had the mayor trying to keep the city going and then all these like warning signs happening. So I was like, oh, this is why Mandy likes it. It's like Jaws. There's probably a monster in the water that's trying to kill them, and it may or may not be a shark. So I was like, okay, this looks kind of like spooky, but I will admit I was not hooked on the first episode,
Which is fair.
Which I was like, man, it's spooky town. There's probably like a monster in the ocean trying to get them all, and it's very like Jaws-ish. So I was like, you know what? I already did my subscription, so let's keep going my free trial. So I watched the second episode and I was like, okay, I'm hooked. How it ended with the ghost just like not the ghost. Well, he is a ghost. The clown kind of like running towards him in the basement. And I was like, you know what? I'm hooked now. This is good. And then the third episode with Patricia, where it kind of revolved around her story and trying to throw that party. I was like, okay, yes, this is a really good show. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. So those two episodes are like probably my favorite, the haunted motel and the parties that she was the Patricia party. Those were really fun. So those are my kind of like initial reactions of the show.
That's good. I do kind of feel like the show kind of like had so many great spooky stories, and then towards the end it kind of like lost momentum in a way, but I also feel like they're just trying to set it up for like the next season at the same time. But I personally, I enjoyed the first episode because I like Jaws. So I can understand why you wouldn't like it, but I don't know how I just kind of like sent I was like I have a feeling this is going to be more than like a shark because they're not just going to copy the movie Jaws, and I'm so glad
Mm-hmm.
that I stuck it out and I actually like watched the first episode by myself, and I immediately clocked it and I told Rudy like I have a feeling you're going to like this show. Please watch the first episode before I keep watching it by myself. And he was immediately hooked with the first one. He laughed so much. And I think that's something you don't realize when you're watching it is how funny it is. And he laughs like so
Mm-hmm.
much with the whole series. And I realized, like, man, this is such good writing that you don't even realize that you're laughing when you're watching it because you're so distracted by like the spooky stuff. Like the writing is just so good. Um, and then as we got further into it, I was just like, why is this not being marketed as this like huge spooky show? Like it is genuinely like a grown-up version of Goosebumps, except there's like a continuous storyline and every episode is its own little like spooky urban legend of some sort that they like bring into the
Mm-hmm.
show. So yeah, I could fangirl over it all day. Like it was just so good. It was like unexpected too. Like nobody was marketing this. There was no PR for it. It was just this like show Apple threw on, and thank God some of the spooky people watched it, and we were like, "Holy crap, this is for the spooky community. Like why aren't we talking about it more?" So yeah, it was just like the surprise of the year, I feel.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised by it. And yeah, I also feel like Mr. Van Gogh needs to watch it also, because he does enjoy that type of comedy like Parks and Rec, The Office, which it did have those like elements in it. And I keep telling him, okay, we need to watch it, we need to rewatch it, because I watched it all by myself while he was sleeping in the bedroom. So I need to pressure him some more because I know he'll really like the humor because he likes silly dumb humor. And I feel like his favorite genre of movies is comedies. Like he loves Airplane and
That's so
um
weird and unexpected.
I know, like
Like
Naked Gun, like those type of movies where it's just like silly humor. And I feel like this movie has kind of like those elements. So I think it'll be something that he is gonna enjoy because he likes that comedy, and plus he likes this. I got him into the spooky stuff, so
yeah.
I think he'll enjoy the horror aspect also.
Yeah, it's just like so well written that anyone like so many people can enjoy it. Cuz same thing with me and Rudy, like we don't typically like the same type of horror, but this was the perfect blend of everything we both enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Um but yeah, anything else you want to add?
Hmm. I don't know if we want to get into spoilers. Should we do spoiler warning?
I think we're
Because there's
close
something I
enough to
want to
the
say.
end
Or
if that like okay, if you haven't watched, don't want spoilers. This is your last chance to turn back now cuz I feel like you gave one spoiler already.
oh, did I?
But yeah, it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay. So this is your last chance. Rabbit is going to speak now.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just got so excited. It's such a good show.
It's okay.
But I do want to say that I did clock that the son was gonna be the last person in this like family tree. I was like, oh, it's the son. That's why. But then it kind of like morphed into where it kind of wasn't the son for a little bit, and you were kind of like thrown off. And I thought that was really good. But yes, I did agree that where like the last few episodes were not on par with the second and third episode, where it kind of like started okay fleshing out the story a little bit and kind of like turning into a storyline to mesh everything together for like a big reveal at the end. But that's the only spoiler I wanted to say is that I kind of knew it was going to be the son because that's kind of been like his whole theme of protecting his son from everything and not letting him leave, and for him to kind of like save the island is like getting rid of his son. So it's like he's gonna have a crazy decision to make. So I'm excited for to see like
Yeah.
where this goes.
Yeah, I feel like the only natural thing that makes sense is obviously not killing the sun, and then you continue to have spooky shit happening in the town.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see like what other urban legends do they bring to the show. We didn't talk about it, but one of my favorites was the sea hag.
Mm-hmm.
That episode was like I think the moment I realized this show is gonna be something huge. Like I just felt it. Like me and Mr. Spooks had like the lights off, and then he's like driving and you know something's gonna happen, but then he's like, oh hell no, and he turns around, and it's like the characters are so good at like not playing into the tropes that always piss people off. Like
Yeah.
in any other movie he would have kept driving towards this crazy looking woman, but he was like hell no, and he turns around, but then it still gets him. And so like the hand grab was just like, oh my god, like this is the kind of horror I live for. Like it was just so fun to watch. And then I have to share like the thing with Patricia and the gun with like the killer on the loose, I forget his name,
Uh-huh.
where like you follow her through an entire sequence of like making sure he's dead, because like that's the rule in all the horror movies, like always kill them twice, like always make sure they're dead. And she was like, I'm taking no chances, like till she saw like his ashes burn. And I was like, this is so iconic, like why isn't this trending everywhere? So it was just a fun show. Like I need something, hence why I did an entire theme for Summerween of like coastal vibes, because I just wanted to like fill that void.
That makes sense. Do you want to rate it?
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like
that's
this is
true.
our first
I
time
hadn't
rating
even
the
thought about
show.
it. Yeah, that's very true. Huh,
Oh,
crazy.
how exciting.
All right, it's time for It's Freaking Bats.
I'm giving it a...
Wait, you forgot your noise.
Oh yeah. Oops.
Are you
What was
ready?
the noise again? Okay, I think I got it.
It's time for It's Freaking Bats.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
I just sound like I'm calling a cat.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how many bats do you give Widow's Bay?
I am giving it a 5 out of 5 bats. It was such a fun surprise. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. It had really good comedy. The scares were really good. The monsters were really cool to see, like the makeup that they had, especially the hag. And yeah, just the storyline. It just kept me hooked, and I wanted to keep going and going and going. And yeah, I binged the whole thing in a weekend. So 5 out of 5 for me. What about you?
Love that for you. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
I have to give Widow's Bay 5 freaking bats as well. It brought this unexpected, like, nostalgic feeling into our lives. Like, it became what me and Mr. Spooks watched on Saturday mornings with our cereal type feeling. And then the storytelling was just amazing, but then it just had enough jump scare factor in it to make it super fun. So it was this cozy, nostalgic, fun experience that felt like rediscovering spooky movies all over again as a kid. So I cannot recommend it enough.
Yes. Go watch it. We haven't.
All right, Goldsters, we hope you had fun at our spooky slumber party.
And remember, we're haunting you with new episodes on the 13th and 26th of every month.
And I will say that I forced Rabbit into coastal horror for the spooky bedtime stories, so stay tuned. Until next time, sending you ghouls and kisses. Bye.
Bye.